All right, folks, today I wanted to do my real-time analysis of the final pre-launch Tears of the Kingdom trailer. So this is all in real time. I have a couple of notes, but we're mostly going into this blind here. So we're literally just going to go through this entire trailer frame by frame and talk about anything that jumps out to me and what I think it might be, or, that kind of thing. So let's go over this. Starting off here, we have the sweeping shot of what I believe are the same sky islands that we've seen in all the trailers. And if I get anything wrong in this video, please feel free to correct me, of course. But moving on here, cool kind of floating platform using that green energy right there. Big, beautiful shot of Hyrule. There's a bridge there. I'm not going to remember exact names from Breath of the Wild to cross-reference. I'll leave that to the people that are going to make, 3,000-page essays on this trailer. This is a really interesting shot. So we kind of assume that the constructs were there to guard the Sky Islands, but here we actually see it happening. This construct down here is defending against this Choo-Choo, and he's fighting it. But what I thought was interesting is on top of this rock right here, might be kind of hard to see, there's actually a little guy. Let me back up a little bit, and you can see him moving. I don't know if that's a Korok, but yeah, he's kind of moving in the wind there. So I don't know what that is. Maybe that's just a Korok, but interesting nonetheless. Anything else in this scene? Some of the rails up there. Another one of the green shrine-looking things. But yeah, I don't know. I thought this one jumped out to me. I don't know what that is. Probably just a Korok, if I had to guess. Here we have another construct actually chopping down a tree, which is really cool. Of course, they're tending to the Sky Islands. And then we have Link dropping down here. Here we have one of what I presume are the labyrinths risen to the sky. And once again, the same Sky Island we've seen time and time again. This looks interesting. So this is the upside down shrine that we've seen a ton of. But it looks very much like you're going to have there's probably going to be like a cutscene up here, right? In fact, I guess this would be the main starting point, right? You come out of the shrine at the start of the game. Maybe. But yeah, this looks like these stairs here. Looks like you'd probably be walking up there at some point, I imagine, which is interesting. And then yeah, there's this bridge here. Oh, and then yeah, there's absolutely something here. There's gonna be an item you grab here, or a cutscene or an event, either way. And then yeah, we get more shots of just huge Hyrule here, some Malice down here, being Malice-esque. And then yeah, of course, Death Mountain. Here we have another one of those weird designs on the map. There's another one. There's definitely more than 4, I think, right? There seems to be quite a few of them. Yeah, there's another one right there. So they're literally all over the place. We see more throughout this trailer. So initially I thought maybe they would lead you to the dungeons, but I don't think that's the case. So I really don't know what those are actually going to end up being. There's more Malice down there. Is that a stable? Nice log shot there with the glider. There's one of those towers there. Something interesting on the Sky Island over here. That looks like a man-made structure. Also, these storm clouds, of course. I'm so excited to check out these storm clouds. That's going to be awesome. Here you have some more kind of just basic shots. We'll get to this little structure right there. Here, this is Hateno, right? Hateno Village, so we're getting our first look at that with this game. I'd have to cross-reference and compare, but it, to me, looks basically the same. All these mushroom structures. But pretty lively. Here we have the remains of Castle Town outside of Hyrule Castle. I can't remember, in Breath of the Wild, did it have these tents set up outside? Because I remember with that game, people really wanted them to just fully rebuild Castle Town and bring it, back into its former glory in this game when this game was announced. But it looks like it's remained pretty much unchanged. Although maybe they're starting to set up here and maybe start looking to rebuild something. Or maybe I'm just crazy and these tents were here in Breath of the Wild. That's totally possible too. But yeah, you see Link walking through. This is interesting. So I'll need someone to comment down below. Was this structure here, this big circular thing, in Breath of the Wild? I don't remember it. It's been 6 years since I played that game, though, so I could easily just be misremembering. This, to me, almost looks like the Gate of Time from Skyward Sword. It's not obviously identical, but just a similar, big circular structure. Whether or not that's in Breath of the Wild, I don't remember, so let me know in the comments below. I thought that was interesting, and of course, another one of these green shrines. I'm just going to keep calling them shrines. I assume they're shrines. But that's pretty cool. And then, yeah, this shot was really awesome to me. So this is literally, it feels like a culmination of all the trailers. because if you don't remember, this is actually the first shot that we saw of this game in that initial reveal trailer. Sorry, of Breath of the Wild, even of this Hyrule. So we had like that big shot of Aonuma saying this is the new Hyrule, but then that actual cinematic trailer played where Link's being chased by the Guardian, and it actually leads you through here. This is Faron Woods or the Sonai Ruins. So it's kind of cool to have this trailer, this final trailer for will likely be the final game in this series, I guess. The series of 2 games kind of culminates in the same area. I thought that was sick. More Sky Islands, of course. And then we have some of the Gerudo Desu here. And this is where it gets a little interesting. Another shrine there, but we see this huge thing rising from the sand. This huge structure. So I don't know, is this just a Sky Island coming up? Or is this something different? My first thought was it's something different. But now that I'm thinking about it, it could just be a Sky Island, I guess? But I don't know. I do wonder maybe the dungeons will be underground and you have to, like, rise them up somehow. You know, that kind of thing. We'll have to wait and see. But, I don't know. This doesn't scream Sky Island to me. You know, it's an actual... this looks like it's probably an actual cutscene in the game that you'll see. So that means it's a more significant location. I don't know. We'll have to wait and see. I feel like this is a Sky... I feel like... I guess it could be a dungeon and a Sky Island. They aren't, you know... They don't have to be different. So that's probably what that is. Then we have, of course, the cutscene of all the different blocks falling from the sky. These are how you're going to get up to the Sky Islands all around Hyrule. Sick shot of the castle. These villagers freaking out. One thing I love about this trailer is just how much we see of like other like random NPCs and just them interacting in the world, which we'll get to. This is a sick shot from a cinematic. And then we have Big Daddy Ganondorf, Beefcake Ganondorf. As we'll see more detailed later on. But this is him. I don't even... Is this... What is this? Is this the freaking Blood Moon? Why is he close to it? He's doing something he shouldn't be doing here. But yeah, this is definitely the most, like, menacing we've ever seen Ganondorf, I feel like. You know, when this trailer was starting, my first reaction was, oh, that's Demise, you know? I was like, oh my god, is that Demise? But then we find out later, I mean, it's not. You can even see Ganondorf's face a little bit there, right? Or is it not? Actually, now I'm second guessing myself. That almost doesn't look like Ganondorf. Maybe it's not. I'm losing my mind now. That, you know what? I don't think that is Ganondorf. That almost looks more like the Zonai or Hylia thing we see later in the trailer, with like almost like a snout and like a horn. You know, yeah, no, this isn't Ganondorf. Is it? I'm losing it right now. Something's going on here. And I'm losing it. Well, either way, it's a bad guy. It's a freaking bad guy, alright? Alright. Let's carry on here, though. Here we have another shot of Link trying to rescue and save Zelda. This one's cool, though. I don't remember... I think his hand looks different here than it did before. Like, it actually looks like it... It almost looks like his hand got burned off or something. You know? Like, this is some Anakin stuff right here. Getting burned up to a crisp. And then losing Zelda. Then we see more shots of Gerudo Desert. I love all these sand pits. Just, it's like the world's caving in almost. Now, there is a structure over here. I think we've seen these before. It's not the same as the regular, you know, green spiral shrines. So I'm not sure what exactly those will be. Of course, more mountainside painting, glowing stuff. And this is where the trailer gets kind of crazy. So, it looks like he's not actually, like, inside. Like, okay. This almost looks like it's in the snow part of the map, right? And we'll see more of this part of this area in a second part of the trailer. But, you know, I think a lot of people are going to look at this and be like, oh, it's a dungeon. And yeah, there's a lot more intricate, like, designed areas. You know, there's the railings you can go on. But it's still really open. So I don't think it's a dungeon. But mostly over here specifically... It does almost look like the snow area, even though there's lava. I don't know if that's the case, but this definitely looks super hyped. We'll see more of this in a second, so we'll have more to say then. But obviously he's wearing like armor to keep him protected from the heat, which is cool. Makes sense. This is an awesome shot of these flying ships. I mean, there's literally a ton of them. I have no idea what's going on here. So this is sick. Yeah, I mean, it looks like this is a Rito. It's like a bird ship. So I maybe the Rito have maybe they had to flee their home and they're just living in these ships now. I don't know, but this is awesome. Just seeing all these ships coming on the screen at once. I imagine that's gonna be a pretty cool area in the game. And this was weird too. So this makes me think that in Breath of the Wild, there's all the shrines, of course. This part here makes me think that there's going to be a lot more just overworld puzzles. You're not going into a location and then doing a thing. It looks like there's going to be a lot more just random stuff. Because this doesn't look like a big deal. This just looks like a little puzzle to me. That you find on one of the Sky Islands, and then you do it, and then maybe you get like a piece of heart or something, or the orb, the spirit orb. But yeah, we see him actually jumping into these water bubbles, presumably to then jump to the next one. And you'll probably just try to get up there, and like I said, you'll get a reward for doing it. Now this is really cool. I have to say, this is almost certainly a dungeon, right, or whatever that is in this game. Just diving through these lasers at full speed. But also we see the like the squirrel suit. I think for the first time, right? This was in the art book leak, so that's interesting. Here we have a what is like a pachinko capsule machine here. Turning this once again, probably some sort of dungeon, I would assume. Same thing here, or I guess this could be one of the labyrinths, right? Perhaps. Either way, really cool stuff there. So, if these are actually dungeons, I think some people will be disappointed. They don't have that distinctive visual flair of a previous game Zelda dungeon, but these look sick regardless. But moving forward after this shot, we have some really cool scenes here of Link actually helping these villagers, which, I mean, you could do that in Breath of the Wild, and maybe this is a very similar thing, but there's a cooler shot later on which really shows that, like, you're just fighting with people. In this game, we see some kind of different forms of bokoblins here. This one has like almost like it looks like a candle, like the three candle and like the wax dripping down or something. Also, the stick is way longer than anything we saw in Breath of the Wild. So I guess they're fusing items too, maybe. Or maybe that's just a super long stick. I don't know. This guy's using like a rusty sword. There's some moblins with horns. But yeah, just really cool seeing all these NPCs fighting. And there was nothing like this scale, I don't think, in Breath of the Wild in terms of just so many villagers fighting at once. Here we have what I would assume is like the interior of one of the green things, the green spiral shrines. Maybe like leading out of it. And then this music drop right here, dude, is such a good moment. Just seeing, well, we don't know this character. It's obviously the character from the 2021 trailer. The like, cave paintings, hieroglyphs, whatever it is. Sorry about my project on Premiere saving right there. And this was in the art book, of course. Obviously going to be a super important character. I assume, it's Zonai, right? But is this Hylia herself? Or is this some other sage figure, So, this is obviously going to be very important. This is a very important character. Now, the interesting thing here is, if you look, first of all, it almost looks like this character, he or she, whatever it is, it almost looks like they're decaying. And if let's just work on the assumption it's Hylia, which it probably isn't. I don't think it is Hylia, but let's just work on that assumption. Either way, it's an old figure come back if it's in like those ancient etchings. They're thousands of years old, right? Did Ganondorf bring them back from the dead? Because it almost looks like, and I'm not positive, but it almost looks like these are like other enemies. This almost looks like a Lionel to me over here. Maybe I'm off base with that. But, I don't think... This doesn't look like a good person. Maybe it is a good person and you're trying to help them. But in this context of this scene, especially with like the malice embers flowing around, you will be fighting this. This is a boss fight, 100%, which is sick. So whether or not this is Zonai, Hylia, whatever it is, really cool stuff there. And there is something else to note later on about this character. In fact, it might be coming up pretty shortly here. Love the shot of the flowers of that cherry blossom tree. This is a really cool shot of what looks to be some, it almost looks like some Twilight Realm stuff with like just like how dark it is. But we see this construct here. This looks like it'll probably be a boss fight. you know, with a big health bar. But just like a huge construct coming out here. It's pretty cool. Link looking confused inside of the castle. Cool shot there. And then we get some dialogue here.
Zelda, we rely on your knight and that legendary sword he carries. Our last line of defense
Okay, there's the Koroks in the background there.
will be Link.
Our last line of defense will be Link. Well, that's a hard line, dude. That is a hard line. Goes crazy. But then we see what I would assume is a similar character to the one we saw before, right? And, you know, the Zonai goat-looking thing. So, yeah, I'm not sure. The idea, of course, is, and we'll get to this, is that Zelda's probably in another realm. You know, either the past or the Twilight realm, whatever it is. So maybe they are one and the same, you know, character. But, you know, let's go back, actually. Just to see if we can kind of cross-reference clothing. So this person has, like, the rock necklace. And so does this one, kind of? It's similar design, for sure. So, I'm going to work under the impression that Zelda is lost, like, way in the past or something, right? Before this person dies and Ganondorf brings them back evil or something. You know, something along those lines. All these cool glowing crystals here. We see the tear drop we'll see later on here. Also, I love her earrings. What the hell? More shots just of Link in the Sky Islands. I like this, like, oasis up here on this one. That's going to be cool. This is, what is he put? Yeah, he just put a shield on his sword. This is a shield on his sword. And you can parry, of course. This is cool. It's almost like a Death Star. I like this one a lot. You know, I imagine it'll be like falling in there, and then there'll be something in there for you to do. So that one's a pretty cool shot there. What is this? Yeah, so this is like a little centipede thing. Just launches at you. I'm not sure what Zelda enemy that is in terms of, you know, cross-referencing it to another game, but it's not a Dodongo, is it? What the hell? Also, are these like little Gorons here? They look scared on the right. Either way, cool enemy for sure. They'll be encountering your Death Mountain, presumably. Here we see some more of the snow area with this new Rito character, who once again we saw in the art book. I like how they're just getting rid of Teba. we see a bunch of the other descendants of the champions, but we just, you know, here's this new Rito. No one likes Teba. And this part of the trailer is awesome. So I was kind of questioning what kind of gameplay applications they'll have for the Ultra Hand ability in terms of making structures, right? And in my mind, I was like, oh, you're just going to be, you know, it's literally just going to be making stuff to traverse faster. But no, it's going to be used for stuff like this. And I love just getting that answer of what kind of stuff Aonuma is going to have us doing in this game. So in this instance, this is probably just a side quest where these people ask you to take them from point A to point B. You know, it's just an escort mission, which is kind of lame. But contextualize, you have to find the parts to build this wagon here. You have to, you know, chain it up to your horse, and then you can take them. Which, I don't know, that's just really fun. But then also, I think we see my favorite part of the trailer coming up here. Oh, we see an Octorok shooting a huge flaming boulder, but then he puts recall on it, right, and sends it back, which is awesome. There's a huge cave entrance there. And then, yeah, this is where the trailer kind of just actually pops off. So I don't know how you would get this rocket. I'm not gonna claim to know that. But this is so cool, dude. This is going to be like in-game level stuff where you're just getting these rockets and just going crazy. Flying around the map. Literally flying around the map. I wonder how much fuel they'll have. In fact, it almost looks like a Splatoon tank. Like it's going down or something. So we'll have to see how that works and how you actually get these. Because this seems like it'd probably be a pretty overpowered... You know, at the time it stops, there's no sign of it slowing down. It is a fuse to his shield, worth noting. So it is something you can fuse with. But I would wonder, you know, what happens when you fuse that to your sword. You know, what genuinely what will happen when you fuse this to your sword. So that's sick. This is another cool area where there's like lower gravity or something. Yeah, and he's hopping between these platforms. In fact, I guess this, you know what, actually, yeah, this is connected to the trial earlier with the bubbles because you can actually see them down here. So you probably go up and around, you know, and then this is like your destination with like this, what is this, a waterfall up here? So that's sick. Also, what is all this like black goop? Is that just supposed to be water? And it looks, no, that's not water. There's no way that's water. And then we have more of this huge cave shot. Looking at it again, it probably is a dungeon. You know, there's like switches to probably change which way the rail carts are gonna grind. We see these like weird malice eggs. I don't even know what to call it. We've seen these before in the trailers. But he's fighting a construct on this minecart ride, which is freaking cool. But yeah, it's not like completely indoors here. You know, this is definitely outside. And my initial thought was, oh, it's the snow area, right? Because it's white, but maybe it's ash. You know. And then this is my favorite scene in the trailer entirely. You know, once again, I was wondering what you're gonna be able to do with Ultra Hand. This is freaking cool. This is freaking awesome. You know, we didn't really see anything like this in the demonstration from Aonuma or the last trailer in February. He literally took, what would that be? What, 5, you know, just huge stone tablets, cobbled them together, put wheels on it, put an arm cannon on it, and I guess you would have to put a switch on it so you can control it up top. And I do wonder how this will control, like, literally on your controller. I don't really know how it's going to work. But he's just piloting a mech. And, you know, this is a very basic thing, probably. So I cannot wait to see what people that really dive into this game do with the Ultra Hand ability in terms of crafting. Literally crafting their own structures and mechs and stuff, because that is sick. People are literally going to be making, like, full-ass Gundams. It's gonna be crazy. In fact, it doesn't even look like it's not even like a blaster. It almost looks like is it just a sword? And he's just planning to run into it, like kamikaze it. Either way, that is an awesome shot. Here we have Link on a horse doing some. What is that? Oh, it's just like a ruby. So okay, yeah. Obviously, we know you can fuse. I mean, literally anything, but we weren't sure what exactly fusing certain things together would do. I guess for some reason, doing a ruby makes it turn into a fire arrow? But like a crazy fire arrow. Interesting. I mean, I guess that makes sense, because rubies, Gorons, yeah. Here we see Bokoblins are putting the Ultra Hand to use themselves? Or no, this is something Link made. But it was already there, right? It would have had to have already been there. So that means, okay. It wouldn't make sense if Link came here, created that, left, and then Bokoblin started inhabiting the place. That makes no sense. So that to me says that there will be other Ultra Hand-esque structures around the map, more so to help the player kind of learn, oh, I could actually do that if I did this myself. So who knows who put those there? I guess Zonai. Basically, the answer, if you don't know the answer is Zonai. But that's sick. Obviously, we see all these lasers just shooting and obliterating everything. More of the new Rito character, and also this boss fight. I assume this is one of the this is one of the storm clouds, right? But this is an awesome like ice centipede thing with 5 eyes. I don't even know. Super cool design though. Wish we got a better shot of it. But I'm sure that'll be a really cool boss fight. Then we have, I guess, what is this? Our look at Ganondorf? No, not quite.
I know why I am here. It's something only I can do.
I know I am here. It's something only I can do. So yeah, she is absolutely lost in the past or just in another realm or something. Here we see, you know, a teardrop, tear of the kingdom. Also, it looks like does she have the Master Sword? Hold up. Yeah, the Master Sword's with her. So once again, going with the theory, if she's in the past, you know, Link's sword is obviously decayed and destroyed, but this sword looks fine. At least from what we can see. So, very cool. Here we see thirsty Ganon. The boy's still thirsty right here. Shooting malice, spewing it everywhere. Being all sorts of nasty. Seeing these Lionels drop down. That's a cool looking Lionel. Dude, I imagine, because, you know, obviously all the enemies have like a unique weapon type on their head basically in this game. There's going to be some crazy Lionels you have to beat to get like the rocket, for example, you know. Imagine a Lionel with a rocket on its head. I mean, wait, these are some cool, like, yeah, I mean, even just these are obviously cool weapons. Like this rusty katana. This guy has like a battle axe. It just makes these designs look even more sick. Here we see the Malice actually enveloping Link's arm and the Master Sword probably destroying it, right? Birth of his new world, and then yeah, we see Ganondorf. So yeah, no, that's 3 minutes in. Let me go back. This is not Ganondorf. What is this? Where'd it go? I don't know what I'm supposed to be taking from this shot. I genuinely don't. I don't want to discredit the fact that it probably still is Ganon. Maybe just after he super powers up, like for final boss or something. Because it still kind of looks like him. But, dude, I don't know. This looks crazy. Let's get back to where we were, though. 3 minutes in. Yeah, just him screaming. The light coming from his forehead. Super dope. This is like the black goop from that one puzzle. This almost looks like a Splatoon enemy. not just because it looks like a fish. Just like the design of like the eye and stuff. It's like shark thing you're fighting. In fact, yeah, you can actually see. I guess that's just the goop, actually. Yeah. Don't let that black goop touch you.
Okay, let's go.
It's more of the Rito. So that's probably before, like, while you're going into the boss fight, right? In the storm, and then you go down, and that's where the ice centipede looking thing is. And this character is really interesting. This is probably Hylia, right? But she looks similar to the Zonai creature that looks decayed earlier in the trailer. She looks very similar. Just like a human form almost, if that makes sense. You know? That's the vibe I'm getting. Same hair. Obviously, they have pointy ears, although this one's is covered with hair. I don't know. That's the vibe I'm getting. That's the read I have on it. So we'll have to wait and see, of course. I will say, this girl is in the art book, so she's obviously very important. Obviously she's important. She has the same earrings as Zelda here. She has a teardrop on her chest. This is Hylia. So she's gonna be super important to the story and this game as a whole. So I definitely think she's connected to that Zonai creature that looks like it's decaying. So yeah, she's gonna be awesome, of course. Love like the stuff on her forehead too. Move forward though. Is this her doing something? You know what? Yeah, this is her blasting. So I started blasting. This is her fighting a bunch of Moldugas or whatever. See things. Is she like up in the sky just floating here, just obliterating everything? Yeah, that's awesome. Then we see some of the former champions. We see Riju here, which is cool to see. Not Yunobo, which is kind of sad. But this is what I was talking about earlier. This scene of just all these people fighting together is sick. We see Link fighting with Sidon against a construct. Yeah, I kind of feel bad for the constructs, man. They're just doing their job, you know? They're just doing their job, and they're just funny little guys.
Alone.
Yeah, she's saying you're not alone.
Link.
So, a big criticism of Breath of the Wild is we didn't really get to see Link fight with the champions, and all of the descendants were kind of pushovers in a way. Obviously, Sidon is cool and Riju's awesome, but it seems like maybe they're actually trying to make this more like a camaraderie journey. Like they are going to be helping you. Obviously, it's just going to be for the boss fights. This reminds me of one of the final shots of Game of Thrones. But this is Link running up to this Hydra here that we saw on the bridge. That looks awesome, dude. That looks so sick.
You are our final hope.
You are our final hope. And I just want to say the music drop once again. Obviously, you can't get it from just analysis, but the freaking music of this trailer is absolutely breathtaking. Just little piano keystrokes. Trailer's not quite over here. I don't think there's much to analyze from this last bit, if I recall. It's just Zelda being Zelda.
You must find me.
Right. You must find me. So she's definitely trapped in the past. Oh, you know what? Yeah, no. Oh my god, I'm an idiot. There's no Sky Islands. Yeah, so she's definitely in the past. With a rejuvenated Master Sword. I guess it was undamaged Master Sword, so no need for a rejuvenation. So yeah, man, this is a really good trailer. I have to say, I do think it's close to the Breath of the Wild 2017 presentation. I think it gave me... It feels like a blowout right now, but I just have the feeling it probably wasn't even, you know? We know so little about this game up to this point that, finally seeing all this much, it feels like a blowout, and it is exciting. And it was a blowout based on what we knew, but I imagine this game still has a lot A lot for us to see and find. I'm very very excited for this, man. You know, if you guys have any ideas and things I missed in this, let me know down in the comments below. I probably got some stuff wrong. You know, I'm not a Zelda YouTuber. I'm not analyzing Breath of the Wild and the hieroglyphs and the all that. It's pretty free-form discussion. Just kind of what's coming off the dome here as I guess I want to say a casual player in a way. But yeah, I'm excited. Let me know your thoughts down in the comments below. And once again, yeah, if I miss anything or correct me if I was wrong about something. This has been Botox Games. If you enjoyed this analysis, please consider subscribing for more Tears of the Kingdom coverage. Of course, I'll be doing a lot of stuff leading up to release and when the game comes out. And yeah, I'm super excited. So subscribe here so you don't miss that. Until next time, folks, bye-bye.